2010 ended as a year with lowest ever militancy in the state. So is the time ripe for the return of Kashmiri Pandits to Valley? What do they make of the political situation in the state? And according to them, what is the way forward? Our correspondent Ridhima Tomar caught up with some of them in New Delhi.
It's been 2 decades and about 4.5 lakh Kashmiri Pandits have migrated from the valley. In fact, they have been forced to live a life of an exile in their own country, away from their homeland. Today we are here in fact to discuss about their aspirations, about what they actually want and what according to them is the solution for the various existing problems in the state. For this I have been joined with me several in fact members of the Kashmiri Pandits community who have been staying here in the city for the past 21 years. So my first question goes to you, talking about the existing problems in the valley, as a result of which several years down the line, 20 years down the line, you have been forced out, you've been living a life of an exile. How has your life transformed?
This 21 years of our exile has seen the community passing through tremendous hardships, official neglect, apathy, total non-cooperation of our plight.
So what do we have to say? What do we have to talk about when the initiatives are coming in from the central government and the state government? They say that initiatives have been taken, talks are going on. What is your reaction when n number of talks are, center says that we are talking, we are communicating with the state says it is communicating with the center.
Having an initiative and then implementing that initiative is very important. These are two different things. And unfortunately, Government of India has failed to implement all those initiatives that either it has made or it has promised to the community over the years.
Existing situation which is happening in the state right now, so much of disturbance, riots situations, people getting killed. What is your perception when I say everyone is perceiving this entire scenario as a community difference, as a religion rivalry?
Definite assault on the Indian civilization, and Kashmir is a way to it, to disintegrate the country. There are forces behind it. It's a well-known, Government of India knows it very well. The intelligentsia of this country knows it very well, how it's being done. Kashmir is a way entering and disintegrating India. That's why they are creating divisions within the community.
So what do you have to say, Mr. Ashok, when it comes to going back to the homeland? What are your views, and what are your views?
You see, homeland is a must. A mind must have a body. And the culture of Kashmiri culture, what is called, cannot exist without its roots, that's Kashmir. So, for the identity of the community, for the preservation of the socio-cultural ethos of the community that has contributed in every respect to the ethos of this country, existence or retention of that homeland for Kashmiri Pandits is a must.
Various political parties have put forth their demands vis-a-vis Jammu and Kashmir. These demands range from azadi to autonomy, self-rule to separate statehood. Panun Kashmir, a frontal organization of Kashmiri Pandits, is calling for creation of a mini India within Kashmir Valley. I caught up with Dr.Agnishekhar, convener of Panun Kashmir, to have his perspective on their demands and the overall political situation.
There are people, there are voices for separatism. There are voices for separation of Kashmir from India. There is a political thinking which propounds Kashmir should go to Pakistan on the basis of majority character and whatever it is. There are voices for self-rule, for autonomy. But we have our own distinct voice. We being the aborigines of Kashmir, we have a voice too, and very legitimate aspiration of Kashmiri Pandits is that we want to live in Kashmir, not under any political dispensations like Azadi, like Pakistan or autonomy. We want to have union territory status.
How about the policies that the state and central government together have taken? For example, creation of specific jobs for Kashmiri Pandits who want to return, trying to give a secure environment as they have.
We have expressed our dismay, our anguish over this proposal of Government of India, because they tend to link the employment package with the return and rehabilitation of this community. Our position, our take is that return and rehabilitation is an independent and separate issue.
But even in these situations, there are over 3,000 people who applied.
They have applied,
2,000 plus have already got their order.
But it's the fate and future of 7 lakh Kashmiri Pandits, or more than 55,000 registered migrant families. So Kashmiri Pandit youths, unemployed youths, if they return under duress, and the conditions which are very dictatorial, authoritarian, attached to that employment, it hardly will matter, it hardly will change our resolve for restoration of our rights, which include the right to return to Kashmir under our sort of a dispensation we are fighting for.
Very, very important is another factor, issue that has been lingering on is, and that is a bill to be introduced in the State Legislative Assembly to ensure that the Hindu temples and structures in Kashmir Valley are protected. Nothing, concrete has happened in that regard.
Again, there is a mindset working behind that, and because there is a vested interest element involved in it, they don't want to this bill should come, because it will debar them from selling illegally selling out or leasing out our properties attached to our temples. We want this bill should be tabled and passed so that our centers of cultural movings, our centers of faith are protected. We are for it, but we at the same time are hurt, or we are hurt over the deferment of the bill.
And you've been pushing for it. But
Yes.
It doesn't seem to be working.
That's what makes our struggle very next to impossible. That makes our struggle very difficult. And we are resolved, we again resolved to fight. We are again very much determined to have our voice heard, to have our rights which are due to us.
Thank you very much. Well, that was Dr.Agnishekhar, convener of Pan Kashmir, a frontal organization of Kashmiri Pandits in Jammu. Suhail Bukhari, for NewsX in Jammu. While Chief Minister discussed the issue of troop reduction with the Union Home Minister, there are several other issues confronting the state. At a time when people are talking about family planning and smaller families, Kashmiri Pandit migrant women have taken a pledge to have at least 3 children. This decision is being attributed to the decreasing population of Kashmiri Pandits and to secure the pure gene pool of Kashmiri Pandit community. Add to it, the decision is also being termed as a political one.
35-year-old Payal Kaul has made a strange resolve. A full 11 years after her elder son, she's decided to have another child for the sake of the Kashmiri Pandits, for the sake of their population.
हमारी पॉपुलेशन ही कम है, ये पहले नहीं हमें इस पर हमने ध्यान नहीं दिया तो किया, अब हम सोच रहे हैं कि नहीं हमारी पॉपुलेशन कम है कि हमने 2-3 बच्चे रखने चाहिए.
Kaul's decision comes in the backdrop of a resolution to this effect adopted at the first All India Kashmiri Pandit Women's Conference. It was organized by the Kashmiri Vahini, an apex body for Kashmiri Pandit women, and it's given rise to a wave of sorts.
I had suffered from CA breast cancer था मेरे को, तो अब दवाई ववाई मैंने ना अभी ले रही हूँ, कुछ महीने के बाद वो स्टॉप हो जाएगी, उस टाइम कंसीव नहीं कर सकते, तो after then I will think about second issue.
In exile for more than 20 years, Pandit women suffer a series of health problems, which has in turn hit reproductive capacity. It's taken on socio-cultural flavors and now into the realm of political decision.
Idea of having more children we normally used to have is a political move, because we are losing space by having less children or having not children at all. So this is a very well thought idea that we should have children, even more than 3.
The exclusivity of the community adds to the population decline. The new movement pushes for marriages within the community, which they say saves the gene pool from extinction. With video journalist Firdaus and Suhail Bukhari in Jammu, Vaibhav Verma, NewsX.
That's all we had for you in this special show. Keep watching NewsX.